Reece James and Wesley Fofana to continue recovery from injury abroad. Reece James and Wesley Fofana are both expected to travel to Dubai this week to continue rehabilitation for their injuries. The Chelsea defenders are both set to return from their respective layoffs post-World Cup after they both received knee injuries during Chelsea's Champions League group stage campaign. Fofana sustained his injury during Chelsea's 3-0 victory over AC Milan at the start of October, while James picked up his in the reverse fixture 6 days later following a tangle with Theo Hernandez. Both players walked off the pitch unaided, giving the club hope that the pair wouldn't be out of action for too long, but further tests showed that they would miss a significant period of time, putting James' World Cup chances in doubt and ending Fofana's good run of form. Chelsea Football Club released a statement this morning revealing the next steps for the defenders' recovery processes. Reece James and Wesley Fofana will continue their rehabilitation programs this week in Dubai. A member of the Chelsea medical department will accompany them. The Blues have struggled to replicate form at right wing-back following James' injury, while Fofana's absence will be a concern to the club's medical staff, with the young Frenchman having suffered a serious knee injury during his time at Leicester. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho will assess Chelsea's future in January. Chelsea have two midfielders who have contracts expiring at the end of this season in June, and both players have not yet fully decided their futures ahead of what will be a big decision. Georginio at the moment looks to be the more likely of the two players to sign a new deal, with Chelsea being more open to the prospect of him due to his lack of a huge injury record compared to Kante. Kante is expected to leave the club, but a decision has not yet been fully made regarding his future. According to Simon Phillips, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho will both wait until January to assess their futures, and see what offers they have on the table when the time comes. N'Golo Kante's future is the one that would be considered fully up in the air due to Chelsea's reported reluctance to offer the French midfielder a deal longer than 2 years. Chelsea feel his injury record is a reason not to offer an extended contract, and clubs across Europe are developing an interest. Barcelona have heavy interest in his signature. Jorginho could be offered a new deal, but does have interest from other clubs too. Juventus have an interest in the Italian, and could make a move if anything happens between Jorginho and the club. The two players will assess their futures soon. Raheem Sterling was close to joining Real Madrid. Chelsea winger Raheem Sterling was reportedly close to signing for Real Madrid this summer. Raheem Sterling was a marquee signing for Chelsea during the summer, but reportedly things could have went so much different before he moved to the Blues from London from Manchester. Madrid were interested in various players from Manchester City, with Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus being two of the players the Blancos had interest in. Things could have went so differently for Sterling, who admittedly is struggling at Chelsea at the minute, and is being asked to play in positions he's not used to. According to Sport in Spain, Real Madrid came close to signing Raheem Sterling in the summer, but failed to do so due to registration issues. Real Madrid were unable to register more than 3 non-EU players, and Raheem Sterling would have fell into that category. Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo and Eder Militao were the non-EU players in that list, and Sterling was unable to sign due to the fact these players were at the club. Real Madrid's lack of luck fell into Chelsea's hands, who got their hands on one of the top players in the league. Things haven't went to plan so far for Sterling at Chelsea, but players that good are never down for long. Graham Potter will be hoping to see the best from Sterling soon, and may have to deploy him in different positions to get the best out of him. Chelsea could try again for Frenkie de Jong in January. Chelsea could attempt to sign Frenkie de Jong in January from Barcelona. Frenkie de Jong was the saga of the summer, for good and for bad. The player's name took up the back page of nearly every newspaper, and topped the search terms of nearly every Manchester United and Chelsea fan across the globe for the summer. Chelsea had huge interest in signing him, and Barcelona had even more interest in selling the Dutch midfielder, but in the end no deal was struck between the two clubs. Chelsea had to make do with no new midfield signing. The club are hoping to rectify that situation in the January window, with de Jong on their mind. According to Simon Phillips, Chelsea could revisit the prospect of signing Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong in January, and as there was in the summer, there could be massive chances to sign the player. De Jong chose to stay at Barcelona in the summer, but it may be a decision he is currently regretting as he has not been playing as much as he would have wanted this season under Xavi. Chelsea are looking to try and sign 2 midfielders, and have a long list of players on that list that they think will improve the midfield area going forward. Frenkie de Jong is a player they really like, and a player the club think is a signing that could definitely happen in the future. Chelsea really like Ajax midfielder Edson Alvarez. Chelsea are very keen on signing a new midfielder in January to help bolster the team for the top four chase, and also to replace the possible outgoings that are almost sure to happen in the summer. The club want to sign two midfielders, and made it evidently clear that the Mexican midfielder was a player they had massive interest in signing in the summer. A £50 million bid was rejected for Alvarez by Ajax, but Chelsea are keen to try again. Ajax may be more open to selling the midfielder in January, especially after he made his feelings to leave the club clear in a recent interview. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea really like Edson Alvarez, and there is a chance they try to sign the player in January, but it is of course not a guarantee. Alvarez wants the Chelsea move, and made that much clear in a recent interview with ESPN Netherlands. The midfielder hopes the two clubs negotiate again, after Ajax would not allow him to leave in the summer. Chelsea will push for midfielders in January, and Alvarez is high on the list of players the club have formed internally. Midfield is a priority position, and Chelsea want at least two top-class midfielders. Alvarez has made his feelings clear, and now it's up to Chelsea to make the most of it. Chelsea's Connor Gallagher: Brighton wanted win more than us. Connor Gallagher admits Brighton wanted it more than Chelsea after the Blues were thumped 4-1 by boss Graham Potter's old club at the Ajax. Potter endured a nightmare return to Brighton as he watched his team concede 3 first-half goals on their way to an emphatic defeat. In form, Brighton star Leandro Trossard gave the hosts an early lead, and Chelsea scored 2 own goals before half-time through Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Trevoh Chalobah. Kai Havertz pulled a goal back for Chelsea shortly after half-time, but Pascal Gross capped a miserable afternoon for Potter when he scored Brighton's 4th late on. It was the Blues' first defeat in 10 games under Potter and their first ever against Albion in the Premier League. Midfielder Gallagher said, "It's a tough one to take. At the end of the day, we were not good enough individually or as a team. It seemed like they wanted it a bit more than us. We have to look at ourselves. We're to blame and we are gutted, very disappointed in ourselves as a team, as we know we're so much more professional than that. Credit to Brighton, they were very good. They're a top team, their fans were up for it." Gallagher, who spent last season on loan at Brighton's rivals Crystal Palace, added, "We had chances, but we need to defend better as a team. We shouldn't be conceding that many goals, so we're very disappointed. We're at fault. We need to look at the mistakes, learn from them, dust ourselves off and go again."